Hey, VW lovers, time for another episode of Day in the Life of Vintage Classic Specialist. So, why don't we start on the 64 today? For those of you that may be new here, this is a really awesome car. Love this car. The reason being, I mean, it's a gorgeous car, obviously, but the reason I love this car a lot is that this car has been in the same family since the day it was new. Still owned by that family. The current owner, his mom, who again was the original owner, she's still around. Her son is having us fully restore this car now. He's super into it. And then he's got a son who I think is in his 20s. Like the whole family is just super into this car, and they're enjoying watching the build. So just having that level of enthusiasm and that family history there really makes this one pretty special to us. We get to do some cars like that. This buggy, which I'll go into more later, kind of the same deal. This thing's been in the same family since, if not day one, maybe shortly after it was built. And so it just makes projects extra fun, knowing that there's some family history in there. Anyway, enough of that. So let's talk about what Rafa did on this one today. So those of you that follow regularly probably know the front windscreen went in today, or yesterday rather, and today the rear window went in with its trim and everything. Looking good. We actually managed to paint some stuff here. This is the rear seat support bar, steering column tube. I think there's some other parts around here for it somewhere too, but yeah, I got some painting done. And let's see what else. Here is a very cool detail, is these plugs here. These things are really hard to find. These are original seatbelt plugs that take the place of where, say, a shoulder harness would go. And these are in this correct color, and I'm sorry, I can't remember what the color is called, but unlike most cars that have ivory knobs, these are this kind of grayish blue color. Again, sorry, I don't remember the name, but you can clearly see they're not ivory. And so we pulled a set out of our stock of used original parts that are perfect for this thing. So yeah, little detail. We love those kind of little details like that. A lot of people would probably just leave those out or whatever. I mean, if you put the headliner over it, you'd probably never even know there's a hole there. But again, we like those kind of details, and we had a set of those, so there they are. And they're the super bitchin' color that you hardly ever see, and I don't think is available as a reproduction. So those went in, and the rear window. And I think Rafa also, today he put together the horn, which we had previously had some plating and stuff done on the cover, so it looks amazing. I think those are kind of the main things for this one. Just some like detail work like that. Keeping it moving forward though. So let's talk about the red guy here, the red 69 cowlook car. Made a pretty decent amount of progress on this one today on the wiring. Started kind of organizing it a little bit. The zip ties, those of you that follow my channel know that I like to use zip ties when I'm kind of putting everything together to, get the link set right. When it's all done, the zip ties will come off, and so they look kind of stupid on there. But for now, helping me like set links of stuff, it's nice to get everything kind of routed the way that I want it, and then set the links, and then zip ties can go away. Anyway, so yeah, I got quite a bit of wiring done up in here, and installed the wiper switch, the headlight switch, the headlight relay, which is here. Super nice original one with all the printing on it. Looks bitchin', clean that thing up, and looks like new, but it's better than new because it's original. And what else? So I actually made new harnesses for the front indicator lights. The ones that came with the kit, of course, were made for lights that go on the tops of the fenders, which we shaved. And I mentioned that we're going to be, like an old school cowlook, we're going to be putting some round indicators right here. We actually have some indicators that are unbelievable. They're going to look so killer on this car. I'm not going to spill the beans and show those yet. I'll probably wait till I install them, but suffice to say, we have indicators that are going to go here that are dual filament, so they're actually right. So it's going to have both running light and turn indicator right here as a round light. So what I did was I made a new harness for the left and right indicators, because I'm going to need to run the wires down to about here, which is obviously quite a bit longer than having them come up here on the top of the fender. So I made new harnesses, and what I did was I ran those here, and then I ran them through the headlight conduit. So then they actually come into the headlight bucket right here, and then they're gonna exit the headlight bucket in the drain hole here, and I'll put a grommet in there. And from there, they'll just make a short little jog to the turn indicators that we're gonna put here. So should be a pretty clean installation. But yeah, so I made a new harness for both front turn indicators so that I can run them down there neatly. And let's see what else. And yeah, those switches, the relay. I got some more switches, some more relays and stuff coming. Tomorrow I've got the turn signal stock coming. I don't remember what else. Some other electrical stuff that's going to help me keep the momentum here with the electrical stuff on this car. I got the front torsion arms back today from Brian Roth at Roth Vintage, who put in new ball joints for me. They're outside drying right now. I painted them, and it's not that exciting to look at anyway. But what those allow me to do is to put the front beam together. So I went ahead and test fit all the arms. They all fit really well. One of them was tight on one of the inner bushings. So I reamed that bushing out and fits perfect now. And after I did that, I went ahead and installed the torsion leaves themselves. And so in the morning, I'll probably go ahead and mount this on the car without the arms on it. It's just kind of easier to deal with because it weighs a lot less. Mount this on the car, and then once the beam is mounted on the car, go ahead and start assembling the arms, and then the spindles and everything can go on, and it'll go right together. So in preparation for that, and also again to keep going with the wiring, today I cleaned and painted this steering column part here, steering column tube, steering shaft, cleaned and prepped the windshield wiper parts here so I can, again, continue on wiring. So yeah, this thing's actually going to come together pretty fast now. I got a lot of parts kind of coming together at once here that are going to allow me to make some really good progress here. Getting front suspension together, installed, rear suspensions pretty much back together. Wiring's gonna keep moving right along here. And as you saw in the thumbnail, these babies came in. So huge thanks to Jason at Air-Cooled Vintage Works. If you haven't been to Jason's website, check it out. Jason is a super cool dude, and he's got a really good website and really great parts and really good prices. So these are his chromed and detailed Fuchs. This is one of the 4.5s, which is for the front, and then I've got 6s for the back of this car. These things are going to look unbelievable on this car. I mean, this is perfect, some perfect 80s cowl look stuff right here. I mean, these wheels never go out of style. It's not that they're dated or anything by being 80s. But that's kind of, I think, when these wheels really started to come into their being as far as wheel that people were putting on cowlick cars. So super awesome on this car. Can't wait to see these things on it. Only other thing today is we went ahead and restored his original speedometer. We tested it out, and his fuel gauge actually works, which is cool. And so, yeah, Rafa actually pulled this thing apart and did a restoration on it. And so it's ready to go in, but this can't go in until the dash pad goes in, which I also have on order. So anyway, I think that is it for today, guys. Really good progress here, especially on the 69 cowl look, and then to some extent keeping some details going here on the One Family 64. So that's it for today, guys. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you again soon. Bye.